And let's get you all the updates you need to know on the nationwide Chakka jam that's underway by farmers. It will go on till 3 p.m. Started about an hour back. And right now, let's play out the visuals that came in from Bengaluru, where protesters blocked the Bangalore-Hyderabad highway, a very crucial road that protesters gathered in, after which many were detained. The police made it very clear that there was no permission given for this agitation. So once they came together in large numbers, tried to sit on the road at stage dharna, the police immediately swooped in, as you see there on your screens, and stopped the protest. Many of them were pushed into buses and were immediately detained. So the Bangalore-Hyderabad highway saw a bit of tension there as protesters tried to block the highway as soon as the Chakka jam call was made at 12 p.m. The Kisan unions have vowed that this protest will be peaceful, especially keeping in mind what happened in Republic Day. Those memories still so very fresh in our minds. And ensuring that there's no rerun of that, the farmers have promised that this Chakka jam will be a peaceful one. There are no protests planned in Delhi, Uttar Pradesh or in Uttarakhand. The national capital, in fact, police has been beefed up. At the Burari border in Delhi, some protesters were detained. As far as, these protests are concerned, the farmers were seen taking to the streets in Punjab's Mohali as well. Protests are also underway at Punjab's Shambhu border and at Krishna Chowk in Gurugram in Haryana. Hundreds of farmers are on the road sloganeering. The call is to block national and state highways in protest of the internet ban at the protest sites near Delhi's borders, and also the alleged harassment faced by farmers at these sites. The farmers have reiterated that they will not back off until the 3 new farm laws are withdrawn and their demands are met. As far as Delhi is concerned, considering what happened on Republic Day, today the situation is peaceful. Normalcy completely on Delhi's roads. Some metro stations have been shut. Remember that this is only a precautionary measure. There's been no violence or no tension to prompt the step. It's only a precautionary measure. Police, in fact, has been deployed across. About 50,000 personnel are currently in and around the borders of the national capital.
क्या कहना चाहते हैं शांतिपूर्वक पूरे भारत में शांति किया जाएगा जहाँ पे हमको दिक्कत लगती थी कि यहाँ पे कुछ वो हो सकते हैं वहाँ का प्रोग्राम हमने स्थगित कर दिया जी अभी तक चक्का जाम की 12 बजे से चक्का जाम शुरू हुआ है क्या कहना चाहेंगे उस पर हाँ जहाँ होगा धन्यवाद
इस वक्त हम लोग मौजूद है शहीदी पार्क पे पुलिस के तमाम सुरक्षा के बावजूद आप देखिए यहाँ पर NFIW ये के कार्यकर्ता यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं और ये महिलाएं हैं ज्यादातर इनमें यहाँ से और पुलिस देखिए इनको यहाँ से पकड़ के ले जा रही है। कुछ महिलाएं यहाँ पर बैठने की भी कोशिश कर रही थी। आप देखिए इसीलिए महिला पुलिस की यहाँ पर तैनाती की गई थी कि अगर महिलाएं आएंगी तो उन्हें किस तरीके से ले जाया जाएगा। आप देखिए आज यहाँ पर आखिरकार तमाम जो बैरिकेड थे उसको पार करके यहाँ पर पहुंचे और देखिए यहाँ पर देखिए ये महिला आप देख सकते हैं ये यहाँ पर बैठ रही हैं, जाने के लिए तैयार नहीं है और इनको आप देखिए ये सेव फार्मर सेव नेशन ये इस तरीके का बैनर लेकर के यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए हैं तमाम लोग। हम आगे की तरफ ले चल के आपको दिखाते हैं। तकरीबन 30 से 40 की संख्या में यहाँ पर पहुंचे हुए हैं। हम आपको दिखाते हैं। देखिए यहाँ पर पुलिस यहाँ पे इन सब लोगों को हटाने की कोशिश कर रही है। आप देखिए यहाँ पर कृषि कानूनों की कहानी, सरकार की मनमानी, इस तरीके के बैनर पोस्टर लेकर के यहाँ पे महिलाएं पहुंची हुई हैं। पुलिस को इस चीज की जानकारी थी, यही वजह है कि पुलिस ने यहाँ पर सुरक्षा व्यवस्था बढ़ा दी थी। कैमरामैन प्रदीप गुप्ता के साथ हिमांशु मिश्रा, दिल्ली, आज तक। आ जाओ।
Let me take this across to Nagarjun Dwarkanath, who's joining us live from Bengaluru. Nagarjun, things getting pretty tense in Bengaluru as protesters gathered along the Bangalore-Hyderabad highway. They were immediately detained. What's the situation currently on the ground?
Akshita, just another batch has come here. Let me also show you. He's being detained at this point of time. He was a batch of another 6 to 8 farmers here at the Bengaluru Andhra Pradesh highway at the Yelahanka junction. As you can see, another farmer is being detained at this point of time. These farmers had oranges and bananas in their hand as a symbolic protest. When the police came to arrest them, they were offering them fruits, saying that we, the farmers, offer food to everyone and this is not the right way to deal with us, is what they were saying. But however, across Karnataka the protests are happening, but in smaller quantity. There is no large gathering. The highways are still open for traffic. The traffic is moving fluidly across Karnataka. The call was given for 40 such locations, but as you can see, the traffic is moving. Anytime the farmers come, protest at the highways, they are being detained immediately as per the orders given up by the higher-ups. So after detain and an hour or so, they'll keep them in custody and then immediately release them in an hour or so, or maybe maximum 2 hours is what we are told. At this point of time, the call is being given for Chakka jam, but however, things are getting better for the police because as soon as the farmers come, they are being detained here in Bengaluru.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Nagarjun, but where you're at in Yelahanka, it is a crucial road that leads up to the airport. Has that been closed in any way?
Absolutely not. The airport traffic is completely fine. The bridge is open. The airport flyover is working normally. There is no traffic jam or neither any farmers who are tried to block the highway to the airport. But here, this is an internal road which is almost a bypass to the airport, which connects the Andhra Pradesh border to the Bengaluru city. Andhra Pradesh border is hardly 60 kilometers, 70 kilometers from here. And that's the reason why the farmers came here and tried to block it. But however, they are being detained and released later. The traffic is also flowing smoothly. In another couple of hours, the protesters' call will also come to an end. Till 3 p.m. is what they say. The Chakka jam will continue. But they are coming in batches, 5 per batch or 15 per batch, not together, so that they keep the fire going is what we are told.
What's the situation in other districts of Karnataka, Nagarjun? Because, you know, particularly in farmer belts of the state, we have been seeing these protests raging on, particularly on days where farmer unions have said that we will hold a symbolic protest. We've been seeing a lot of dharnas being staged in these districts.
Well, not just Bengaluru, we saw Biddi, Yadgir, Hubli, Belgaum, many such locations where farmers were protesting, but however, they were in smaller number. There were hardly 20 to 25 and symbolic protests, and within a minute or two, when they come to the highway, the police are detaining them and then letting them go. So the impact on the highway traffic is not affected because the police are quite alert on every highway in every district across Karnataka. But however, the call has been given for Chakka jam from 12 to 3 across Karnataka in 40 such locations, both in state and national highways.
Okay, Nagarjun, thank you for getting us that update. So in Bengaluru right now, a few protests that did break out, particularly in Yelahanka, which is close to the airport. That particular protest has been completely stopped there by the police officials. So all of the protesters being detained and the police ensuring that there's no inconvenience being caused to commuters. Let's give you a sense of what's happening near the national capital, particularly in the border sites where the protests have been on for over 70 days now. Aishwarya Paliwal is joining us live from the epicenter, from the Ghazipur border. Aishwarya, over to you. Just tell us what's happening around you. The protesters at these border sites, are they attempting to move and then hold a Chakka jam, or are they staying put?